Hello Year 11 and welcome to our next video here on calculus, differentiation. Now we looked at negative indices in our last video and I made a fool of myself over and over again by saying it was the end of the video. It was terribly short and I was wrong most of the time. Nothing real new there, but this time, look, I promise it's almost embarrassingly short. Differentiating with fractional indices, same as anything else so far. Bring the power down, reduce by 1. We do have to be a little bit careful, perhaps presenting a function as having a fractional index instead of some sort of square root or something like that. So we might have to be a little bit careful there. And of course we're subtracting with fractions, and that's hard in year 2 and it doesn't get any better if you're not careful. I have got another slightly different notation here. This is a variant of the Leibniz notation, and this just says differentiate this thing with respect to x. So I've got x to the power of half. Right, half comes down. Right, so I don't need to write another line because this says differentiate this. Right, it is equal. So the half comes down, and then I reduce that by 1. 1/2 minus 1 is a negative half. So that'll do. We could, though, just, to fill up time in this extremely short video here, this ad break length video, we might write that in a different form here with, right, to the power of a negative half means it's 1 over, and that's the negative part, and square root for the half, and because it's a half of that, I can put the 2 out front. So it's 1 over 2 root x. There you go, differentiating with fractional indices. Be a little bit careful when you're subtracting fractions. You'll probably end up in negative territory. You might end up, if you're asked to differentiate a function a bit like that, well, you've got to be a bit careful expressing it with negative and fractional indices, perhaps. But that's fine. That's it, fractional indices. Righto, that's all for now. We do have a big new rule coming up next time, though, the product rule. Very useful and important. And I imagine our video will be a little bit longer. I am stalling for time now. That's it. Righto, if you got any questions, please make sure you ask me in class.